You are standing on ash, 3.5 million years old, yet the footprint beside you mirrors your own. What force pressed it here? What stepping presence crossed Earth when no human should exist? And why does a sealed NASA memo warn that identical tracks litter the moon's side? If the Anunnaki have stalked every path we tread, could the next print appear outside your door tonight? Will you recognize the echo before it claims our future? Slide into the baking savanna of northern Tanzania. A low drone skims across rippled lava ash, revealing a line of footprints frozen in time. Each depression flexes like living muscle, heel strike and weight shift. These aren't ape tracks, they walk like you. Scientists call the site Laetoli. Argon dating pins the trail at 3.66 million years ago. In 2021, ground-penetrating radar exposed a second, shorter trackway crisscrossing the first, proof that two hominin species shared this ancient day. Yet hidden in the raw scan data is a third pattern: stride too long, depth too even, center of pressure oddly forward, as if the walker carried unfamiliar weight or wore flexible coverings. Field notes mention, then strike out. Who amended the record, and why? The ash glitters with microscopic iron spheres, hinting at a searing pulse of heat, natural eruption, or a blast designed to preserve a path the Anunnaki marked forever. Do you think these tracks belong to our forgotten cousins, or to visitors from the stars? Clay sings when struck by stylus. Stroke by stroke, the first librarians of Sumer etched a name that quivers through time, the Anunnaki. They are sky-born architects, unseen yet everywhere, mapping destinies in baked earth. They descend in threes: Anu, the silent sovereign atop a wheeled throne of bronze. Enlil, stormlord whose breath flattens cedar forests. Enki, water-bearer whispering secrets into human clay. During the day they measured Earth's gold, in the night they drafted quotas for newborn miners. Dawns when descent sparked floods and plagues to prune the workforce. Cylinder seals spin like hidden hard drives, engraved star clusters match Laetoli's latitude within a hair's breadth. Official translations skip those coordinates, labeling them ritual gibberish. Yet a single Sumerian verb, lugal-gar, recurs beside the star map. Scholars render it king installed. Fringe philologists argue a darker syntax, tracker deployed. If true, the Laetoli ash is not a coincidence but a checkpoint, proof the sky gods audited their experiment in flesh. They came, measured, moved on, leaving the footprints and the myth. So ask yourself, how many other audit marks linger beneath our feet, waiting for rediscovery? Those lingering audit marks. They're the first rung of a 4-level ladder, one the priest-kings of Sumer tried to break, yet its shadow still climbs our walls. Rung 1, silenced lines. Royal annals from Ur and Lagash show neat gouges where scribes once wrote of burning wheels pacing the southern sky. The cuts are centuries newer than the clay, proof later dynasties feared the words more than any enemy. Rung 2, the forbidden tablet. In a vault beneath the Iraqi museum lies a basalt slab cinched with lead. Infrared sweeps expose a star grid whose lat long lands exactly on Laetoli, 3.2 degrees south, 35.3 degrees east, beside the verb lugal-gar, tracker deployed. The curator swears it pulses cyan whenever full moonlight slips in. Rung 3, the glass desert. East Syrian dunes hide green shards. Mass spec shows isotopes born only in high-energy neutron flux, the same signature as modern test sites, yet this glass predates every city. Rung 4, shattered certainty. If sky gods once rewrote genes and vitrified towns, every comfort we call human triumph is merely a footnote in someone else's field report. The lunar dust still settles in your mind, but gaze higher. To understand the prints, meet the architects who left them. First, Anu, Sky King on a hammered gold throne. Tablets say he seldom sets foot on Earth, yet every decree bears his seal. When astronomers plot the slow arc of a crimson world beyond Pluto, his name drifts across late-night forums like a cold comet. Next, Enlil, Stormlord with a voice like rolling basalt. Sumerian hymns blame him for deluges that scraped cities to bone. Geneticists, dissecting ancient wheat, find a sudden bottleneck that dates to those same drowned centuries. Coincidence, or a targeted reset? Last, Enki, clever water-bearer. He crouches in mythic margins, slipping forbidden gifts to clay beings: language, math, irrigation. The very toolkit that will one day decode star maps and challenge sky kings. Choose your side. Do you follow the rebel who uplifted us, or the marshal who can erase us again? That rolling thunder isn't weather, it's the clock starting. Astronomers at the Vera Rubin Observatory call it Object V9, but the oldest myths name it Nibiru, a chill, rust-red wanderer on an oblong leash around the sun. Its next close pass, they calculate, arrives in the autumn of 2047, barely 22 years from tonight. Magnetospheres collide, city grids strobe, tides rear like glass walls. Every 60 seconds the display sheds another day. I scroll satellite telemetry. Between 1992 and 2024, far-infrared sensors logged a faint but rising heat plume beyond Neptune, an orbit matching the same crimson sphere carved on Enki's star seals. The pattern repeats every 3,600 years. The tablets call that cycle a Shah, the span it takes their sovereign to return and audit the clay. When the Sky King steps across his own footprint, will we pass inspection? The counter keeps bleeding seconds, and another pattern emerges: footprints, not just on Earth and the Moon, but in orbit itself. Internal ISS logs describe a faint, orderly abrasion along the night-side solar arrays, each mark evenly spaced as if something walked the vacuum. Engineers filed it under micrometeoroid streaking. I plot the three paths, Laetoli, Mare Serenitatis, and the station's scuffs, against one another. They lock into a perfect equilateral triangle, the very glyph pressed on Enki's oldest cylinder seal. Data from Olduvai Gorge deepens the chill. Seismic microphones register a repeating cadence: 4 steps. Pause. 4 steps, the same rhythm captured in lunar dust and orbital metal. No known creature matches it. Silence follows, thick as wet clay. Then a single white footprint seems to bloom in my mind's eye, deeper, wider than any human boot, ash cascading from its rim. One phrase echoes, as if stamped across every trackway: audit in progress. I swallow the warning. The inspector is already here. Every footprint tells the same, relentless story: Laetoli's ash, the moon's silent dust, the cold metal skin of the ISS. They form a triangle that points straight at us, as though the auditors have finished their survey and now wait for a final verdict. Our myths call them gods, our science calls them anomalies, yet the pattern insists they are supervisors checking their work. The clock toward 2047 keeps draining, and the thud pause rhythm amplifies beneath our feet, echoing through basalt and bone. If the Anunnaki stepped beside our proto-ancestors, and if they stride around us tonight, one question erodes every certainty: are we the masterpiece they hoped for, or the failed draft they will soon erase? A hush lingers, then a soft imperative resonates: mark your presence before the record closes. Subscribe, and let the watchers know you're awake.